So for a country like Uganda, where you have the president appointing the electoral commission, where you have the president appointing the chief of defense forces, where you have the president appointing the chief of police, where you have you have all these centralized powers within the executive, that even the parliament that is supposed to be checking on the executive thinks they are working for the executive, yet these are two separate entities. So people would be like, "Oh no, we are all getting Museveni's money." I'm like, no, Museveni is paid by the legislature. The executive doesn't pay the legislature. The legislature pays the executive. But because our people think, okay, it's him who is making the shots. You find people in a desperate situation and like, okay, maybe if we find someone who is willing to stand with us and cross the river, then we shall figure it all out. But we cannot take this anymore. We've been suffocated enough. You are fighting with somebody who has a knee on your neck. It's really hard for you to breathe. You're like, if I get a breather, whichever way I get it, I don't care, as long as I can.
Whichever way I get it.
Yeah.
But this, and I want to thank our audience because we are going over time. But I hope you are finding this conversation interesting, informative enough to stay. Couple of things I want to say, brother. That desperation, right, causes us to, particularly when we do not have a historical lens, to make decisions for what we consider short-term gain, but which have long-term implications, right? And so, here in the United States, remember Trump's first term, we heard him say to the Black community, what do you have to lose? Because people were disillusioned with what they felt they had gotten from, quote unquote, the Democratic Party, who they had felt, and arguably so, had taken the Black community for granted, right?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose? And so people were like, well, hey, it's got a point. What? I'm catching hell right now. What do I have to lose? Oh, I think we have answered that question, or we are getting the answer to that question in real time. So we need to study history and understand how these despots work. Their playbook is the same. If we understand how it works, when they start using the terms, when they start using the words,
you
understand, okay, I cannot react this way. And then to the second point you made, really quickly, can I share just a little bit about what Museveni has in place in Uganda? He's the president. His wife is the Minister of Education and Sports. His son is the Chief of Defense Forces, head of Uganda's People's Defense Forces. His daughter is the Private Secretary to the President for Household Affairs, very important role. His brother is the retired general and senior presidential advisor on defense and security. His son-in-law is the chair of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development. I could go on. I don't want to take up all the time here. Where else are we seeing that happen? What did Trump set up here in the United States of America?
Yes.
Where are his children's in-laws, this, that, all of that? People. We might point at Africa and talk about corruption. It's happening right here. And if anything, African leaders are copying exactly what the colonizers put in place
Yes.
before they left.